Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our virtual Zoom Vanden High School class of 2025 orientation. We're excited to be here today, although this is kind of new for all of us, as is everything. So be a little patient with us if we need to take a minute to fix something. I'm Kristen Shields. I'm principal here at Vanden, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what we'll go over today, introduce who's here with us, and then get into some of the more details. I do see that a few people are still entering. Miss Marlene, if there's anything, are there any technical difficulties in the chat?
Yes, they're asking if you could turn your Zoom up to speak a little bit more loudly.
Thank you. I can try. Is that better? Hard to know. Maybe someone can chat it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. Okay. So for today's meeting, we are recording this. So anyone that was unable to attend right now will be able to click a link and watch that later. We also have the chat open, obviously, and you may feel free to put questions or comments in the chat. We have two of our panelists, Marlene Hurst and Ashley Henry, will be monitoring the chat. And at the end today, we will take a little bit of time and answer some questions. Any questions that we don't cover today at the end, we will hopefully, we'll get those in an FAQ and posted and out to you if they pertain to this. There will be some questions that we are unable to answer today. For example, will we be in hybrid or back full in the fall? And we will not know the answers. We don't know the answers to that. I know what we want to be, but we're not sure at this point. Okay, so our agenda for today. Oops. I'll introduce our players. We'll talk about what Vanden has to offer in terms of some classes, electives, extracurricular activities, and more. We have a few students from Vanden, current students with us, that will share from their perspective what going to Vanden has been like for them. They're going to kind of share whatever they'd like to share. And then we'll talk about supporting and transitioning as our 8th graders come over to 9th grade. The second part, that may seem like most of it, but the second part will be a focus on choosing classes for 9th grade. And our counselors have a video that we will share and play today, and then we'll talk about that a little bit more. Okay, so as I mentioned, my name is Kristen Shields. I'm principal here at Vanden. I've been an administrator at Vanden for 8 years. Before that, I taught science here at Vanden for 20 years. There possibly are some folks out there that had me as a teacher, maybe Mr. Sardi too. This is Vanden is my home. It's been my only school that I've worked at, and I love working here and excited to be here with your students. So our assistant principals are going to introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Julie Duffy. I have been an assistant principal at Vanden. This is my 3rd year. Before moving over to Vanden, I was in the district as a program specialist, so I still helped oversee special education programs and caseloads and all that good stuff special education wise. And right now at Vanden, I oversee alphabet letters A through GE.
Hello, my name is Bill Sardi. Like Principal Shields said, we've been here for a long time, which is wonderful. Vanden's a great school, and I can't wait to see you guys normal, get all on campus again. Some of the things that I love to get into here at Vanden is the athletics part of that, and I'll talk to you more about that later. But lots to do on the Vanden High School campus, and again, I really hope we get to be back to normal and seeing all of you on the campus and then taking advantage of all the things that we can do here.
Hello, my name's Nancy Vielhauer. I'm an assistant principal here. This is my 3rd year. I used to teach science and math in a district not too far from here. I look forward to meeting all of you and can't wait until next year. Next, we'll introduce our counseling team.
Hello, so my name is Ashley Henry. Some of you guys may recognize me because I am part-time at both sites. So I am part-time at Vanden and part-time at Golden West. So if you are logged in and you're 8th grader at Golden West and your last name is A through G, I'm your counselor there. And then when you come over to Vanden, if your last name is A through Brad, I will be your counselor here at Vanden too.
Hi there, I'm Caitlin Josky, another one of the counselors at Vanden, and I am looking forward to meeting all of you next year.
Hi, Future Vikings. I'm Jenny Escobedo, counselor at Vanden. I work with students with the last names Hogg through Quinn.
See Ms. Beltramo?
Thanks. Sorry about that. Hi, my name's Catherine Rivas Beltramo. I go by Miss Beltramo. I've been in education for over 30 years. I've been in the Travis Unified School District for almost 20 years. So I work with the end of the alphabet, QU through Z.
Thank you, counselors. We also have a few students here that we'll introduce in shortly. And let's talk about some classes. So I pulled some pictures. These are literally just pictures that I had on my phone. And surprisingly, I had a variety of pictures on my phone of what's going on in our Vanden classes. And I think everyone knows we have math classes, English classes, science, AP, advanced placement, or honors. But we have a lot of other interesting classes. For example, in these pictures, you can see our band room. That's a guest conductor there, actually, in that picture. You see a pretty skilled group of art students working. And you see our JROTC course. That was at an award ceremony where we had a whole group of them together. And then we have two pictures there of kind of our regular classrooms. And you can see in one of them, we've got laptops going. That was a year and a half ago. And in the other one, we just have a kind of our regular paper pencil classroom. So we do have a wide variety of classes, and you will become more familiar with those when you use the course catalog to select your classes, and we'll talk more about that later. We also have a whole bunch of different athletic teams that we are hoping your students join. We really have noticed that success at Vanden is linked to participating not just in the classroom, but also outside. These are just a picture of a few of our teams. The top middle picture, you may notice there are masks being worn there. I took that a week and a half ago out at Lagoon Valley during a cross-country meet, because we in our league have started sports again, and it's going to be an interesting spring with a lot of safety precautions, but it is definitely happening, and it's pretty amazing to see how excited our students are when they get out there. We have multiple sports each season, and new to our list, we have a swim team and a boys volleyball team, which came online in the past year or year and a half, and we're pretty excited to add that to our list. We also have over 40 clubs and active clubs on this campus. They're not all active right now, of course, but many of them are. Several of these pictures are taken from our club fair, and we have a very a busy lunchtime club fair at the start of every school year. This year we had one virtually. It was a challenge, so we are really gonna hope we're in person so we can do that better. We have noticed that our students, so many of our students belong to one or more clubs on this campus. That's just a kind of a variety there. And in the lower right-hand corner is one of our clubs that put on a movie night. And that was a pretty exciting first time we had done that at Vanden, maybe that I could ever remember. So we're looking forward to getting back to the activities, not just that the clubs do within their club, but that they do for the campus as a whole. The list of clubs at Vanden is available on the Vanden website. There is an ASB tab that you can click on, and you can see that full list there. A few other things. I mean, there's so many things, but a few other things just to kind of start thinking about what will be happening here. Students that are in band are not just in band, they are also participating in marching band or drumline. That picture is from a football game from last year where our drumline came out, which is actually one of the most fun parts of the game is when the drumline comes out. We like to have rallies, and that's a picture of a rally from last year, from homecoming rally. Rallies are something that it's hard to imagine doing right now, having that many people in one place. But as we get back to normal school, we want to get back to those activities. Again, hard to imagine right now. The center picture is a signing ceremony for a whole group of student athletes from a year ago. I think that was a year ago, who signed when they made their selection for their college. So we celebrated them. Lower left is a field trip. You might see, well, you see Miss Hurst is in that picture, and Mr. Manuel, who teaches our video production classes. Our video production classes are part of our CTE program, Career Technical Education, and they had a pretty cool trip to the KCR3 newsroom. That was pretty fun for those kids. Lower right, we have a very active drama program, and it's been pretty neat to see that they have kept the drama program going during our distance learning. They are filming, and it's pretty amazing how they are timing things because their students are filming separately. And those links, I believe, are on our website, but maybe I'll check that now that I said that. But pretty neat to watch how they've just pushed through and figured out how to do that, even when they're not here. A few more. We have our robotics team. That's at UC Davis, I think, from maybe from last year even, or year before. Our robotics team is active this year. They're on kind of a holding pattern, but they're still trying to learn what they can to have that continuity to continue the strong team, can continue that for future years. Our JRTC program, and we have our flag carriers there. Our JRTC program is amazing, award-winning, literally. And that's something that we hope students will come in from Golden West, because we know we don't have that at Golden West, and we want to make sure that they see that and take advantage of it. There aren't, every school doesn't have a program like that or at that level. And there's another picture of a band performance. That looks like something they could do in distance learning, or in the red tier, actually. So maybe we'll get to something like that. And then the top picture is just a day last year when we had our dodgeball tournament. We have a pretty active intramural program that happens at lunchtime, volleyball, dodgeball, and also basketball. And it's just one of those things that happens here, and there's just so much that goes on at once, and there's something for everyone to find to do here. It's kind of one of our big ideas today. Okay, so we have a couple students here to share a little bit about their experiences. Is Marcellus here?
I texted him earlier and he said that he wasn't going to be able to make it. He's not home.
Okay.
Right now. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Jessica. Jessica, why don't you go ahead then, since you unmuted?
Oh yeah, of course. So hi, I'm Jessica. As it says on the thing, I'm a senior currently at Vanden. Some things that I've been a part of at Vanden include junior ROTC, National Honor Society, Link Crew, soccer, and probably a dozen other things that I'm forgetting. I'm also dual enrolled in Solano Community College since the summer after my freshman year, through taking Solano classes during the summers and sometimes online, as well as through AP test credits that I have. Hopefully by August, before I go to college in the fall, I'll have graduated from Solano with my associates and a general education certificate for college, as long as I manage to pass everything this semester, of course. Even though I'm in the process of getting my associates, as I said, I'm still a senior at Vanden. I just got super lucky from the help of the counseling department, as I was able to find a schedule that works with me and my goals, which comes with a huge tip from me for you guys, for all the students that are here that are getting ready to go to Vanden next year. Become friends with our counseling department, especially our secretaries and your own counselor. The amount of times I've emailed Ms. Botramo by now, we might as well have added each other on Snapchat. The counseling team really does help with everything you need, from just being there to you, to helping you get to where you want to be during Vanden as well as post Vanden. And hopefully, as you guys are getting closer and closer to getting to Vanden, you guys are in the process of thinking about high school, especially the classes that you're going to be taking next year, as we're going to talk about later. But other than that, I hope you take a second to think about the person you're going to be in 4 years' time. I know that it seems like a long time from now, and in many ways it is, but just like consider the person who you'll be in 4 years, or whenever you graduate. Maybe some of you guys will be graduating early if you really push. Maybe they'll be checking their email incessantly like I am, hoping for their dream college to release their admissions decisions. And maybe they're spending as much time with their friends as they can to make the most of their senior year, since hopefully you'll be able to do so by then. When I look back at the way I envisioned my future self when I was at Golden West, I almost see a stranger, but that's okay. I think the best part about high school is how much change and growth you get to experience. And part about that change is that it's not something you should shy away from. As much as we want to all be kids forever, I hope you guys get to see as much as I did. And I'm sure Marcellus would have talked about if he was here, and Daniel did, how much good that the change comes with high school. Sure, some of that change comes from just growing up in general, but a lot of that also comes from finding the right people for you and figuring out the best way for you to go through school. So I just really recommend don't shy away from this change. As scary as it is, probably one of the biggest changes of your life is going to be from promoting from middle school to high school, especially considering those of you are coming from Golden West or coming from a school of about 400 students, 400, as last that I knew at least, to a school of about 1,700 students. So I hope you embrace it, because there's going to be so many new opportunities and new people to meet, which hopefully will help you in order to truly have the most fun and exciting time as you can during these 4 years. It'll be a lot of work, of course, as much as I forget there's still school to attend. But I hope if you take anything away from me and my little spiel today, is that as long as you do your best to plan and be flexible to your plans, have fun, do the things that make you happy. My class knows better than anybody how much uncertainty there is and how much change is going to happen. You just have to remember to be grateful, have fun, and make the most of your time at Vanden. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Daniel, you still there? There you are.
Yeah, I'm here. Well, I can't see myself, but I guess it's okay. I'm a junior here at Vanden High School. I play basketball and football for the varsity team, and just a little, about myself. There's not much to do at Vanden, but you could still do great here, and there's a lot of sports to play. There's a lot of clubs to join. There's a lot of just little extracurricular activities to do here at Vanden. So if you think Vanden is going to be hard in any way, no, we have a great support team here at Vanden. The counseling team is great. Everything here, you will have a great time. And just you have a lot of more freedom here at Vanden than Golden West. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. Don't be scared of Vanden.
Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. Thank you, Jessica and Daniel. Okay, our next slide, some information on academic success at Vanden, and Ms. Duffy, I think you're going to talk about this slide.
Yes. So the key to success is kind of twofold. One, it's balancing your academics with any extracurricular activities. Both are important, and we do encourage you to not only work hard at your academics, but also join clubs, be part of the Vanden community, participate in sports. But it's also, like Jessica said, reaching out and advocating for yourself. So making a connection with your counselors, with your administration team, with your teachers. trying not to be afraid. I know it's a big step from going from 8th grade to 9th, but talking to your teachers, and if you don't feel comfortable having hopefully one day a conversation in person, but knowing that you can use your school email, meeting with your teachers outside of class time, before, in the mornings, after school. A lot of our teachers hang out in their classroom at lunch, getting that extra support and making sure that you're putting in that effort to reach out as soon as possible. We do offer extra support through peer tutoring and tutor.com. And then just being able to create and follow your daily schedule and managing what is due and turning things in on time, so that you don't get far behind. For our students with disabilities, you will have a case manager assigned to you, and making sure that you do reach out to them. Case managers work collaboratively with our counselors and myself as I oversee the special education department, and we are in constant communication. So it's all about advocating and then also being a part of Vanden, and just making yourself at home.
Thank you, Ms. Duffy. Ms. Bielhauer?
So we wanted to kind of give a little bit of information about what mental health supports we have here at Vanden for students. We have a lot actually to offer. We have a school social worker, we have mental health coordinators. We do have agencies that work at our school. One of them is A Better Way. We have, for our military affiliated families, we do have a military and family life counselor that works on campus. There is a wellness club that meets, I believe it meets Mondays currently. I'm not sure what the day of the week will be, but if you're interested in the wellness club, it's a good resource. We also have, of course, our school psychologists, et cetera. If ever a student is in crisis at Vanden, or just maybe not feeling like things are going well, we do encourage them to reach out to the counseling department or the admin team or any staff member if they feel like maybe they need a little support and they need some guidance. We will help guide them to the right person that's going to match their situation. So we just want to make sure everybody is aware of that.
Thank you, Ms. Bielhauer. Okay, Mr. Sardi?
Okay, so I don't want to take too much, but bear with me here. You'll see these posters up all over Vanden High School, and it's something that we, as a staff and as a community here at Vanden, very much believe in, because a lot of our job is to get you ready for life after high school. And we truly believe that if, along with our educational practices and then these things that are on these posters, you're going to hear us echo these thoughts all the time. Have some self-control, which means being an adult means you just can't say or do anything you want all the time because you feel that way. It's showing that you can handle certain situations and have some self-control. We want you to own your actions. When you do great things, you're going to take credit for it. But when you make mistakes like we all do, we're going to ask that you own those mistakes. And that's just a part of growing up. Show up on time. That's a huge one. A lot of people, no matter how old you are, some people can't get there on time, and we're going to demand that you get to where you need to be on time. So show up on time. And then one thing that we all know to be absolutely true is what makes the world go round is relationships. We're going to ask and we're going to help you build strong, healthy relationships with as many people as you can. So those are the 4 things that you're going to hear us preach, and you're going to see those posters in classrooms and all over the place. One thing, it's easier said than done. We're telling you to get comfortable. It's no big deal. Get comfortable. We know it's not easy. You're going to have to come to this school. You're going to have to put your boots on the ground. You're going to have some time here before you can feel really comfortable in your own skin. I know that. We know that. So just get as comfortable as you can. Some of the things that are going to help you get comfortable on this campus are sports, they're clubs. And again, you've heard us talk about these things already. But find out, can I make a suggestion in closing here, is that start doing your research yesterday. What do you want to do once you get here on this campus? Do you want to play sports? Do you want to be in the drama club? Do you want to start researching those things, and then find out before you get here, who do I go talk to make sure I can get into those groups as soon as possible. So I just don't want to see you guys wasting time without being able to get comfortable and then getting your best foot forward. So don't wait to get here to figure out what it is you want us to do for you. Have that laundry list and then come to any one of us and say, hey, I'm ready to go. How do I point me in the right direction? And that's what we will do. So again, We know it's not easy. Transitioning to high schools is hard on everybody. We've all been through it. You're going through it right now, but get as comfortable as you can. Link crew, I think Mrs. Beltramo can maybe help me here a little bit. They're going to be, there's a group of people that will help you transition and get to know this school better. They're called the Link crew. But again, those posters are important to us. Get comfortable and start building relationships and start meeting people as fast as you can on this campus. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Sardi. Link crew, and I know counselors will talk a little more about it, but our Link crew program is similar to Golden West Web program, except Link crew is for high school. And whether we are in person fully in August or some kind of hybrid something, we will have a orientation that Link crew is in charge of. And those are our student leaders. Jessica is one of them. They spend a good amount of time connecting with ninth graders on campus and getting them into all those things to get comfortable here, like Mr. Sardi was mentioning. Okay, we are going to switch gears for a minute. Ms. Beltramo, do you want to introduce the video?
Sure. So we're going to watch a video right now that just kind of walks you through the registration process. I'll speak a little bit afterwards, but just as a reminder, we will be available to answer questions. Your middle school counselors have also been at Vanden at one point, and they can answer a lot of your questions. Just to let you know, we will be available this coming Wednesday and the following Wednesday in your students' Google 8th grade classroom for counseling.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, future Vanden Vikings. It's time to select classes for 9th grade. What classes should you take? For course registration, you will need to choose your classes and complete the course registration form. Vanden graduation requirements versus A to G requirements. Vanden graduation requirements include 4 years of English, 3 years of social science, including world history, U.S. history, and government, 2 years of mathematics, you must pass Algebra 1, 2 years of science, physics in the universe and living earth biology, 2 years of PE, 1 year of a visual performing arts, or a career technical education course, or a world languages course, 1 semester of economics, 1 semester of health, 70 additional elective credits for a total of 220 total credits. The A to G college entrance requirements are a sequence of high school courses that students must complete with a grade of a C or better to be minimally eligible for admission to the University of California and California State University. This includes 2 years of history, 4 years of English, 3 years of mathematics, 2 years of science, 2 years of the same language other than English, 1 year of a fine art, and 1 year of a college prep elective. Students that meet Vanden graduation requirements can earn a high school diploma, attend a 2-year college, attend a 2-year college, and then transfer to a 4-year college, attend a trade school, or join the military. Students that meet A to G requirements can be eligible to attend a 4-year college right after high school and earn a high school diploma, attend a 2-year college, attend a 2-year college, and then transfer to a 4-year college, attend a trade school, or join the military. Part 1, choosing your classes. How to choose classes. Review Vanden graduation and A to G requirements. Review the curriculum guide and read the course descriptions. Consider future career goals. The curriculum guide can be found under the Guidance tab on the Vanden High School website. You may need to download it to view the videos linked to any underlined course title. Here are 2 sample plans, one to meet Vanden graduation requirements and the second to meet A to G requirements. Please notice that English, PE, and physics in the universe are in both plans. The math option will be determined by your current math teacher, so your main focus will be on electives when you're choosing classes for the upcoming school year. 9th grade course selection, important notes. All incoming 9th graders will be automatically enrolled in English, math, science, and PE. The placements for math and English will be determined by 8th grade teacher recommendations. For example, honors English and geometry. Honors science will be determined by your 9th grade science teacher. Marching band and wind ensemble are addition-based classes. Most students will take 2 electives in the 9th grade. At this time, all coming 9th graders should select a total of 7 electives on their course registration sheet. Elective choices 1 and 2 will be considered the first choice electives. Elective choices 3 through 7 are alternatives and may be used if necessary. Please note, alternative choices are frequently used in scheduling, so please choose carefully. Part 2, Course Registration Form. Filling out your course registration form. Course registration forms will be sent out to students as an assignment on their Counseling Corner Google Classroom. The forms are now electronic. Simply open the assignment, complete your form, and click Submit. Here's an example of the first page of the course selection form. List your first choice courses that you would like to take next year and your alternative choices at the bottom. You do not need to add the course number. Please number your choices on the second page of the course selection form in order of preference 1 through 7. The deadline to complete and submit the course registration form is March 12th. It is posted as an assignment on the Counseling Corner Google Classroom. If you have any questions, please reach out to your Golden West counselor. Vanden High School counselors will also be available to answer questions on Wednesday, March 3rd and March 10th from 12 to 12:30 p.m. on the Google Meet link in the 8th grade Counseling Corner.
Okay, Ms. Beltramo, did you want to summarize that?
Sure. So just as a reminder, you can ask some questions right now in the chat and we'll try to get to those questions. But also know that if things come up later, we're going to be available. You can ask Ms. Hendry, Mr. Van Sant. They're available through the Vanden through the Golden West website. And high school counselors will be available in the Google Classroom for 8th grade. And so next week, just click on the link and we will be there. Going to different breakout rooms if necessary. If the meeting lasts longer than 12:30, of course, we're going to stay. But if no one's there, then of course, we're going to leave the classroom. But feel free to email us.
There were a few questions that I can answer quickly, and then I think there's some more specific questions about the course registration form. We do not have a FFA, Future Farmers of America program. We are not an ag program high school. I know others in our county are, several, but we are not. There was also a good question about how to find out what are the clubs, what are the sports. The Vanden website has tabs for those, both of those. We also have a new website that we're going to be using for all of our athletic teams and for our clubs, but it's just getting pulled in. What we'll need to do this spring is communicate information about clubs, sports, activities, push that down over to the 8th graders at Golden West while they're still there. There's no reason we can't communicate with them now. We don't have to wait till August. So we'll make sure we do that. And our leadership class, which is our ASB, they will be they will meet during term 4, and part of what they will be doing is working on reaching out and getting ready for the next year.
Can I mention one more thing I forgot to mention? So some of you will be signing up for electives like ASB or the yearbook, where you're going to need to complete an application. So once you sign up for those courses, we will send the application, actually the course teacher will send you the application to determine whether or not you qualify for that class.
Okay, so there's some questions in regards to the assignment being posted. So I wanted to answer those for you. So once again, my name is Ms. Henry. So the assignment for 8th graders is scheduled to be posted at 2 o'clock. So as soon as this meeting rounds up, the students will see it in their Golden West counseling classroom. It will pop up and it will have a deadline of March 12th at 3 p.m. I believe is what it is. So that was a big question that I'm seeing in the chat. So just know that it will be popping up today at 2 p.m. Another question is, there will be a recap sent out to parents, and this video will also be posted online. So you guys can access this video again, as well as the video that was shown explaining how to do the course request.
I saw a question there about this being posted for our students that are currently in independent study, and we will get that link over to Ms. Rude, principal of the Independent Study School.
I see some questions in regards to joining robotics. That was a question. How do they join the clubs? So Intro to Robotics is a club. So we will have, if we are back on campus and we are able to come back, we will have that club fair that Ms. Shields showed pictures of earlier. And that's when students can sign up to join any of the clubs that we have available at Vanden.
And as I mentioned before, this spring, we'll have our activities here reach out to the current 8th graders and make them aware of what's going to be happening and who to reach out to. Robotics is a class and it's also a club. Some students are in the actual class period and earn credit for the class. Some students are extremely active in the robotics program and competition, but they're not in the class for various reasons. Trying to scan a little bit here. Again, we don't know the schedule for next fall. I apologize, I wish I knew more. Drama club versus drama elective is similar to robotics. So we have a lot of students who take drama classes, and which we have 3 levels for. But we also have students who are not in drama classes, but they participate in our plays and performances. So they do that in their after school time. So there are just a handful of courses that students take that roll into an extracurricular activity. Marching band is another one. Some students are in the marching band class, and right now our timing of that's been a little bit challenging. But we have students that participate in color guard who may not be in the marching band class. Again, so many details and so many specifics about each activity. It would be hard to talk through all of them. And the questions that refer to courses and what's required for courses, that information is in the curriculum guide. And outside of the curriculum guide, emailing counselors would be the best way to get answers for specific classes. Clubs are something students can choose and join themselves. They're open to all students. Typically, most students have certain ones that they are interested in and they can join themselves. And we do use our fall or September club fair to get things going. We will make sure the club list on the website is up to date so that everyone can browse through those. I did actually email Mr. Mariano yesterday, letting him know that we would be talking about clubs today, so he might want to check on that soon. Ms. Hurst, are there any questions not specific to clubs or activities?
Yes, there's a couple of questions. We have an 8th grade student at Golden West. Prior to Golden West, he was in private school, and they just want to know, do I need to enroll him into Vanden, or will he just be enrolled as long as he's enrolled in the district?
Students that are in Golden West are pulled in to Vanden. We pull everybody in. That makes sense. I'm to make sure I'm understanding the question, Ms. Hurst, that student is currently enrolled as an 8th grader. Then there are, in fact, we've actually already pulled the 8th graders in. So we have them in our system right now. When I'm looking in Aries, I can view 8th graders.
Okay.
So yes, just to confirm, there was a question in regards to the assignment that will be posted in the Google Classroom. It is a form for you to let your Vanden counselor know what electives you are interested in pursuing once you come to Vanden. So you're only choosing your elective classes. You're not signing up for clubs. You're not signing up for anything of that sort currently. It's just for your elective classes. In regards to honors classes, all of that information, such as prerequisites or grades that needed to be had to go into those classes, are in the curriculum guide, like Ms. Shields stated. And on that form that we have given to every 8th grader, there is a link to the curriculum guide. So they're able to click it and it'll take them straight to that, and they can view all the courses that we have.
Couple more questions about sports and club participation. At Golden West and at Vanden, we have a district requirement for participation in extracurricular activities of having a 2.0 GPA. And that is something that we have to follow very, very strictly for our sporting teams, because we fall under another body called CIF that we have to make sure we're always following the rules for. For club activities or field trips, that we still want our students to have a 2.0 because we want them to have that balance and do well in their classes and have that participation. Tryouts for sports are after May 1st. That's one of those regulations that you can't have interaction with coaches from Vanden, or any high school cannot interact with any 8th graders prior to March 1st. And then any sports tryouts will happen then. Anybody see any other questions that are something we should respond to everybody? Oh, Ms. Duffy, did you see
Yes.
the one?
Yeah, there's a few about special education. So if your 8th grade student has an IEP at Golden West and they continue to qualify, that IEP will follow them over to Vanden. 8th grade case managers at Golden West work with our case managers at Vanden. Course request forms are carefully reviewed, and courses are selected based on support class and needs that are written in the IEP minus the elective portion. And then I review all of those along with the other admins and the counselors at Vanden, and then we make sure that we are following the minutes of the IEP.
Students with a 504 plan, same. Their 504 plan, whether it was created at Golden West, a previous school, elementary school, follows them to Vanden. We do look at it because we want to make sure our accommodations for both an IEP or 504 plan match the school that the student's now attending. I think there was a question about medical conditions. That's an important one that our school nurse, Emily Wilson, communicates with Golden West nurse, and the information on students that are at Golden West with medical conditions gets pulled up that way. Also, when you sign up, Miss Wilson is available to meet and talk with any family at the beginning of the school year that has specific medical conditions, especially when we need to share information with teachers.
A question for admin. Could you speak about the grade requirement to participate in sports and when tryouts might be for students interested in sports?
So after May 1st, tryouts can happen after May 1st, and it will differ depending on the sport. And that should be publicized, advertised through our Google Classrooms and through just messaging out. 2.0, Mr. Sardi, do you want to comment on the importance of that?
Yeah, so it's in this order. We are student athletes. Student is first for a reason. So 2.0, and credit-wise, you can't be behind in credits towards graduation. But it's something, again, that Ms. Principal Shield said, that not only do we have our own expectations, we're in the Sac Joaquin section, which demands that we hold all student athletes accountable, or we will face serious consequences, forfeiture of games, things like that. So it's one of those things where you're a student athlete, student first, and then athlete second. So if you feel like you want to participate, but you're feeling a little overwhelmed with your schoolwork or things like that, we have a lot of resources because we definitely want you to participate in those things, athletics and everything else. But with athletics 2.0, which is a C average or better, and again, we can get more detailed about that once you pick a sport and get closer to that season. But C average, it's non-negotiable.
Okay, I see two other things we should talk about real quick. I know we're running a little bit long here, but the school's calendar for next year, I did actually just clarify because we've had a couple questions. It is just teachers and management did settle on a calendar for next year, but it's not yet posted on the website. So I actually don't have it in front of me, and I did ask that get posted on our district website. There's a calendar link under the parents tab. The other question that I wanted to mention, sorry, I forget. Oh, the volunteer or service learning requirement. We do not, as a school, currently have a volunteer or service hours requirement. However, many of our programs or activities participate as part of the program, and our students are doing a tremendous number of volunteer or service hours, whether it's National Honor Society, and the advisor for that club will post out to students when it's time to apply for that. And whether it's National Honor Society, JRTC, Jessica, maybe for a minute, can you talk about how many hours you did for JRTC?
I'm not sure the specifics, but I know that it's probably more than 100 or more than that even. I did a lot of service hours for the National Honor Society, JRTC, for tutoring even. There's a lot of opportunities, especially once things get back to normal or start getting closer back to normal. There's so many opportunities for your student to step up and not only participate in community service activities, but like lead them. And that comes with being in clubs and extracurriculars like NHS and ROTC. So I hope.
Thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap it up. And again, we have a copy of all the questions in the chat. We will put out an FAQ and post that. We know there's going to be more questions. Our goal today was not to raise worries about coming to Vanden, but hopefully lower them. You can see us that we're just regular people that work here, and we're super excited to be here with your 8th graders next fall. So thank you so much for coming. And if you know someone that didn't make it, please let them know that it will be posted. And they can also, of course, just contact any of us with their questions. Thank you all.